Hello and welcome back to the channel. It's Namfundo here. If you are new, welcome and please subscribe to the channel and also ring the notification bell to ensure that you never miss any of my uploads. So today we're going to be discussing drones and other technologies that can be used or are being used to enhance the health and safety in the workplace. Most industries are already using this technology to do a lot of things. For example, taking pictures in high or in most dangerous places to enter. Using drones, they attach cameras that are used to be able to see those places that they're trying to inspect. For example, they are used in working at height, um, for example in towers where it really does take a whole lot of risk to climb up, and also in monitoring of activities, for example construction sites. They also differ in sizes because and also in capability, because I have seen drones that are able to lift up hoses or firefighting equipment, and also they are able to enter confined spaces where they can be able to monitor the environment in the confined space for health and safety people to be in a safe location while they are able to take readings in the confined spaces. They've also been able to do air monitoring. You can attach your equipment on a drone and just send a drone to be able to take those readings for you. They have also been used in emergency situations. For example, if you have a spill or just discovered a spill and it's spilling into a river, you can send a drone to check or just to get a feel of how big the damage is, because for one person to just walk and follow the water stream in order to see the extent of the damage, it not only does it not make sense, but it's just um, time consuming and can expose the workers to a lot of dangers within that river. So when you are sending a drone, you are able to get real-time information that you could have been able to get if you were there in person yourself. And you there's so much that you can do with it. You can just monitor to see the extent of the danger, and by seeing that you are able to choose what kind of response you want to send on that sort of emergency. So by doing that, you are able to respond quicker, save time, and also know exactly where to go and what to take with you, because now you have like real-time information, and as the spill is moving further, you can be able to move with it. And you just need a drone that is um, capable of doing such. There's drones that are able to go into water these days and still give you that quality pictures. So drones can be able to be used in situations that are health, safety, and environment, that can help the practitioners in that regard to be able to give good information, and also to come to conclusions with their investigations, and to also send the correct response in terms of emergency responding. So we have seen drones also being used to take pictures of complex activities in the plant. For example, if you are doing a job like lifting activities that is not very very common to be done, you want to keep records of how it was done safely, and by doing so, drones can be able to help you to do that. They've been used in also fleet management, checking the roads on how is the route for dangerous goods. For example, you can send a drone to escort them prior to them going on that road to check for construction work, any blockages and stuff like that. Drones can also be used to monitor workers that are called lone workers or unsupervised workers. So, like for us as health and safety practitioners, where you are not able or you are not permitted to climb all the way up there, you can stand on the floor and just send a drone to give you that real-time view on how the work is being executed. And this information is not only for reference on investigations, but you can be able to also supervise from the floor, because it just shows you how the work is being done. So it's not just us that can use it, can be used by other departments within the organization. So it's just limitless how much you can do, because those workers, they are lone workers. Their minds also need to be at ease, knowing that somebody can see them. If something happens, somebody can respond quickly. And also, in terms of non-conformances, if you know that somebody is looking at you while you are performing a task, you are much more likely to do it better and much safer. So drones can be able to assist us in that regard as health, safety, and environmental practitioners. So drones aren't only the devices that we have that can help us, but we also have other devices that are able to enhance health and safety. And here I've got like an exoskeleton, which is one of the devices that are used in health. It supports people in terms of carrying heavy weights and just doing work that is very strenuous on the body. And the exoskeleton that you wear, it's just makes the load much easier to bear. You are able to carry much heavier things without really putting a strain on yourself as a worker. They can also assist people that have been injured at work, people that have been amputated. And these exoskeleton just come in different shapes. They can be a full body, they can also be just an arm or a leg, but they just serve as helpers of the workers. We also have binoculars that I personally love using them, because I can just, when I'm coming to inspect an activity, I can just look at that stack and in that tower and just see what people are doing in real time without having to operate a drone, of which not everybody is able to do that. There's also augmented technology that is being used now, and it's very, very good for us as health and safety practitioners, because sometimes when you sit with engineers, you just don't understand what they are saying they're going to do, the structures and all the civil works that they want to put in place. And with these augmented technologies, you are able to see things in much better presentation. Like they normally use beam technology to present, and this is just such a great tool for us as health and safety practitioners to be able to understand what the engineers are talking about in the work site or in the planning and design phase. We can also use robots, especially for repetitive activities, like still work and just carrying things from left to right. If you do that all day long, especially in construction sites, in a long term, they can just be problematic on your spine. So that is why robots can be used in that regard, in terms of saving lives in the workplace. And I know that people always talk about, oh, they're gonna take away our jobs, and but we also need to view or look at it in terms of what positive are they bringing for us. We can save lives using these technologies, and people are rather be jobless and be alive than be worst case scenario, be dead in a work site, where being exposed to a job that could have been done by a machine other than sending a person. So There is just so much, so much. It's just endless. What technologies we can put in place is just endless. Drones can save people. I've seen a drone that can rescue a person, a drowning person, and I've seen drones that can paint a building, hold hoses rather than exposing a fireman to a dangerous firefighting activity. You can just send a drone in that handline instead of sending a person that can die. So even in an emergency response, I would rather send an equipment or rather than sending a person that we love and care about in terms of them being our employees as an organization. The aim of all of this is always about saving lives and making sure that everybody goes home safe every single day, and every other thing. I know I've heard it all the time where the machine is going to come and take our jobs, but there is just so much more benefits in having these technologies, and they can give us much more accurate information. We can send them to places that a human being can never go, or even if a human being does have bravery to go, but the information, people make mistakes. uh, the the robots or the equipment, they also do make mistakes, but yeah, maybe they're not as much as how humans make mistakes, and they are much more accurate. So for me, I feel like when if you work in a hazardous environment, and things like oil refineries, mining, construction, like that those tall buildings, it is something that is worth looking into in terms of trying to source much more gadgets, much more new technologies, in ensuring that you save more lives and make sure that everybody goes home safe every single day. I hope you enjoyed that. It's a lot of information, but and there's so much more that we can say about this topic. Thank you and thank you.